Ladies and gentlemen, not too long ago, I saw a video from Shoe on Head, a YouTuber, asking the question, are men okay? And I thought, you know what, that is a very interesting question. Maybe I should ask that as well and delve deep into the internet to find out, are men okay? And I don't want to spoil the video for everybody, but the answer is no. Not even slightly. There's a wild reason we should all be worried about Chris Hemsworth. And this is by Mary Madigan. And she's my favorite journalist here in Australia because she says, like, look at these guys. They're ripped, they look great, very fit, but they should be worried because that's not what Australian women are attracted to anymore. All right, not anymore. They're more attracted to Troye Sivan or Sivan. Yeah. Fuck yeah, we're more attracted to fucking Troye Sivan, who works in the library, putting books back and making sure that the Dewey Decimal System is upheld. Him and Christian Wilkinson, who dresses as a chick, yeah, they're the new version of masculinity here in Australia. And I'm just really happy to let you all know that this is the path I'm going down. I'm going to be a skinny bloke who dresses in a fucking woman's outfit. That is what I want to achieve in my life because I want to be on the front cover of GQ magazine looking fucking feminine as fuck. All right, that is my life's goal.
I just finished at the gym, and this morning I had a guy be such a dick to me. I haven't experienced that at the gym before. I was using one of the machines, and he kept asking me, would I be long? And I said, nope, I've got...
I mean, unless she's been on there for 30 minutes, just don't even fucking ask.
2 more sets of 10 to do, and then I'm all done. And he just said he doesn't appreciate being inconvenienced by people who aren't even lifting serious weights.
Now, do I call bullshit on this happening? Maybe. That's a pretty dick thing to say. Like, I can't imagine the type of asshole that would say that. Although, in saying that, there are a lot of absolute fuckwits who go to the gym. There are a lot of fuckwit men out there who go to the gym. So perhaps this happened. If it did happen, that's a real shame. You should just fucking shut up. And if you think to yourself, you know what, I'm going to go over to that lady over there who's not lifting enough weight for me. Before you do that, grab yourself 2 of those metal plates, like 20 kilo, 45 plates, put your testicles between them and fucking jam them. That's what you should do, all right, you cockhead. Leave people alone. Me trying to trick my husband into holding our 80-day-old for the first time whilst he's distracted. Okay.
Can you hold this, please?
Okay, it's a joke, obviously, but I think it does comment on something that's really, really important. Now, men who were born late 80s, early 90s are having babies. Some are literally having babies because men can have babies, but others are becoming dads for the first time. And I think we're seeing something really, really interesting. We're seeing a cultural shift. We're seeing men becoming better versions of their fathers, becoming more involved. They're playing with their kids. They're helping feed their kids if they're on the bottle or there's bottle with breast milk, all that type of stuff. They're getting up to their kids in the middle of the night. They're getting up to them nice and early. And they're becoming as involved as the mother. Now, there is no doubt that children need their mums more than anyone. Right? They need their mum there. That is their saviour. That is their lifeline. But dads need to be almost as involved. All right? They need to be there all the time. And I get you got to go to work and all that type of stuff and provide for the family. Very, very important, no doubt. But it's so fantastic to see a lot of millennial men, I guess you'd call them, being more involved than their dads. And that is going to end up with much healthier children and healthier adults. And thus, healthier children when they have kids. So I guess in that respect, are men okay? They're doing better. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to interrupt this video, talk about this. Better Man, my book. It's out right now. In fact, you can pre-order it. Head to isaacbutterfield.com, and I would appreciate you if you got one because we're going to fight for top spot on the charts. This is a book about modern masculinity. In fact, it's a manifesto on modern masculinity. It's all about how you can be a better version of yourself. It's not a self-help book. It's not an autobiography. It's genuine thoughts and feelings about certain things that men have to face in the modern era. This isn't a book about me, although it does talk about me because I'm very important, obviously, but it is a book about you. It's a book about every man. It's a book about being a better man. And I just want you to read it. If it's your first book, give it a crack. If it's your 1000th book, give it a crack. And let me know your thoughts. As a first-time author, I'm very, very terrified to see what people think, but also I'm hopeful that I can help a lot of people. Check it out, Better Man at isaacbutterfield.com right now. Somebody tell me what's wrong with boys. Okay.
Because I had to break up with this boy because he refused to do anything that wasn't just sitting around his apartment with me.
I believe we're going to start seeing a rapid increase in women communities. And mommunes. Mommunes being communities of single mothers helping each other out and living next to each other.
Okay, so we're getting rid of men. Okay, cool. Before we go deep into what the fuck she's talking about, dudes, if you're just sitting around all day and you're not helping your partner, you're a shit partner, you're a shit bloke, fuck you to the moon. Okay, we've covered that? Cool.
And women communities being the same thing without the children. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Here are a few. 1, majority of men in relationships act like her ex-partner.
Do they? The majority of men. Well, I'd like to think that that's false.
They refuse to meet anything that's over the bare minimum.
That's absolutely a fact for some relationships, but is it every relationship? Maybe you're just picking the wrong people. Maybe it's as much on you as it is the dudes.
And most of them can even reach the bare minimum.
You should be doing far much more than the bare minimum every single day. I talk about that in Better Man, that you should be working your ass off to make your partner's life as easy as possible, and they should be doing the same for you. It counterbalances, and then you have a perfect relationship. That's how you become best friends in a relationship. There's a whole chapter about marrying your best friend. That's what I'm talking about.
2, a lot of dudes act like those dudes in her comment, basically blaming her and calling her money hungry just because she wanted to spend quality time with her boyfriend outside of the house.
Because she wanted to go out for dinner. Okay, and some people can't afford that. That's fine. But yeah, there's plenty of things you can do for free.
Again, under the bare minimum. 3, a lot of women feel like they're no longer emotionally compatible with men. 4, women no longer need to depend on a man to make a living for themselves, thank God.
Do they feel those things? I guarantee you, ladies, that if you decide that you're not emotionally compatible with men anymore and you don't need men, you'll end up sad and alone. Anyway, that's just my thoughts. You do need a companion. You do, all right? You can tell me all day you don't, but you do.
Though America's really trying to roll that back. But the reality is, as women sit down and understand just...
Hang on, America's trying to stop women going to work? Are they? Okay, cool. If you have a baby, you shouldn't go to work. You should raise that baby. No, that's a pretty crazy thing to say.
How worthy they are, they understand that their male counterparts do not care and do not see their worth. That being said, even if they're romantic, they're not going to settle for a broken relationship.
If you are with someone who is shit, then that's your fault. Get out.
What's your name?
My name is Jamie.
What do you do?
Jamie,
I am
hey
a fashion
bro.
stylist.
Tell me what you're wearing today.
I am wearing Ralph Lauren, Veronica Main on its super.
Jamie's dressed like he's going to fucking year 12 muck-up days, where the last year of school in Australia in high school, you have a muck-up day where you do all silly things and you throw fucking eggs and all that type of stuff at the younger people at school. But there's a thing where you cross-dress on year 12 muck-up day. You're not allowed to do it anymore. It's called gender bending day, where you dress as a girl. Or a boy if you're a girl. Now you can't do that because it's horribly offensive to people who want people to look at them. But obviously Jamie here is dressed for that. So congratulations, Jamie. You look stupid, mate. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You look ridiculous.
These are from Google Pixel, and this is
What's from Google Pixel? Your fucking socks.
Mulberry.
And glasses.
These are from Key.
And jewelry.
I took all my rings off so you can't see them, but this is from Zafino.
So cool.
Thank you so much.
So cool, bro. So cool.
My biggest problem today is that people around the world that see somebody like me will say that because the king is masculine.
Come on, bro. Ease up. Anyone who says they're an alpha male, all right? I don't know if he's going to say it. If you say you're an alpha male, you're a fuckwit. You're not an alpha male. You're a little beta cuck, all right? Just letting you know.
Toxic masculinity. I have a question for both of you. Are you guys both single? Are you guys both working?
Yeah.
Now, by working, that means that there's no men taking care of you, correct?
Right.
And you have to go into probably your masculine energy, right?
Yeah.
But in life, I've never met a man who was single.
God, who the fuck is watching this and going, yes, keep talking, bro, keep talking.
Woman and went into his feminine energy. Have you?
Yeah.
So it seems like masculinity is pretty much essential for survival, because if you didn't have masculinity, you wouldn't survive. So would you say now it's toxic masculinity or not?
No, I don't think so.
I agree with these girls that you've hired, but you just look like a wanker, all right? Sorry, bro. What would the world look like if men and boys could express themselves freely? Okay, so he's breathing, that's fine, bit of breathing. The bloke's there helping him out, he's crying. That's a shame. They're there to support him. That's okay. This is all okay. That's a bit strange. That's fine, all good. That's okay, beautiful. There's a lot of rubbing going on there. Hey, good to see you. Lots of hugs. That was a bit sexual. That's a bit different. That's very different. That's fine. That's sort of okay, I guess. That's fine. Big hugs all round. Yeah, great. Just don't rub each other on the chest, I guess. I guess that's the message there. If you're sitting on the lounge next to your mate and you start rubbing his peck, you're probably going to fuck. And that's fine for some people. If you want to fuck dudes, good on you. Just saying, I don't think it's considered expressing yourself freely. I think it's called fucking. Oh, this is a good one. I'm a straight guy. I have sex with guys once or twice a week. Mate, I've never told anyone this, but I'm a straight guy who has sex with other males weekly. This started a couple of months ago when I was going through a dry spell and just wanted to have sex. I went on Tinder and changed my preferences to dudes, matched some guys and found a dude that was comfortable meeting. We had sex. It felt like I was losing my virginity all over again. You are definitely not straight. If you're poking sphincters that belong to men, you ain't straight, mate. Which is fine, by the way. Just why would you suggest you're not?
I have proof that if he wanted to, he would. I don't even know this guy. This guy has been sending me Goodnight Queen every single night since May. Every single night.
Dude, what are you
Goodnight
doing?
Queen, Goodnight Queen. I'm really attached to it now.
If you're sending chicks like messages every night and they don't reply to you, stop, you fucking creep.
Sometimes if I don't get a Goodnight Queen, it like hurts my feelings.
So she replied there, thank you for your work. So you're just egging him on. That's smart.
I'm really attached to it now. Sometimes if I don't get a Goodnight Queen, it like hurts my feelings. Sometimes I say goodnight back. Sometimes.
He said, love you. Like, obviously this person is deranged.
Goodnight Queen, Goodnight Queen. But this has lasted longer than some of my relationships. I feel like everyone deserves to be told Goodnight Queen every single night.
Fucking hell. Wouldn't that scare you?
And I love this. We're almost at 200.
This should scare you. Like, I know a lot of people talk about that men shouldn't attack women and women should feel comfortable everywhere, but that's not the reality of the situation, okay? There are crazy people out there. Case in point, messaging 200 times, good night queen, to some random woman you've never met.
How do I learn how to be a man if I have no man influence in my life?
See, the problem when a father walks out of these dudes' lives is there's a hole in his soul the shape of his father. Here's the deal, single mothers. Every boy is going to emulate some man somewhere.
I'm only really sort of pausing because of the copyright infringement on the music, but Steve Harvey here, the man with the mustache, he's spot on. And there's so many young men, particularly in America, and this is what they're referring to here, who don't have fathers, and they become shit versions of themselves. They become their dads. And it's fucking difficult without a positive masculine influence in your life to become a good person as a man. And it's what a lot of people are missing. And I don't want to fucking plug the book again, but that's what I wanted to do here. I wanted to provide, for people who don't have that positive influence who is masculine, I wanted to provide it for them if they want it. Yeah, it's crazy to see the comparison between like crime, violent crime rates, and fatherlessness. It's dramatic. This part, including that bit, is probably the more serious part of the video. Like, we're all fucking around at the start. Are men okay? A lot of, no, obviously not. Like, psycho, whatever. But this is the real question. Are men okay? Because I think, unfortunately, the answer in a lot of cases is no. Not at all. US college degrees by gender. For every 100 men that get a college degree since the year 2000, 142 females. So there is a change in the status quo. More women are getting degrees than men. And a lot of people will support that and say, that's great, that's wonderful, but isn't there a gap there then? Don't you want for your diversity and all that inclusion shit, it to be 50-50? You don't, do you? Because when females seem to get on top in things like this, people support it. But shouldn't it be 50? Isn't that what we're talking about here? I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be 50-50 at all. I think it should be whoever is the best for the job or best for the degree. But I think the reason that so many men are starting to not go to university, or college, they realize it's not for them. It's not their environment. It's not a masculine environment. It's a very feminine environment. Everyone's fucking walking on eggshells, pussyfooting around, scared to say words. No wonder men aren't going there and they're just going to go and work with their hands. But that also stems from men being told since the fucking early days of their childhood that men are bad people. We hear that a lot. Men are bad people. They're bad, they're violent, they're dangerous. And that really affects young people. It really, really does. If you grow up as a young person and everyone's thinking you're a violent creature, then you're just going to grow up thinking that that's normal. It's not normal. You don't need to be told that you shouldn't do violent things to people. You know that. Violent people do violent things because they're violent people. It's got nothing to do with whether or not they're a man or not.
In 1990, the number of men who said that they had 6 or more close friends was around about 55%. In 2020, that dropped to 21%. It's less than halved, right? 21% of men say that they have less than 6 close friends.
That's pretty full on. And that's what happens to dudes as they get older too. Look at, imagine asking 60-year-olds or 70-year-olds when they retire how many friends they have. Maybe 2, maybe 1, if they're lucky. Ask women the same. It's usually lots. And it's all of these things that point to why men kill themselves 4 times as much as women. We face all these issues, more issues perhaps, than some women, and no one cares. And that's why I keep asking this question in this video. Are men okay? Obviously not.
Are men okay? Are you guys okay? I was just watching a video of a guy like going through a breakup, and I was reading the comments, and all these men, or even all these men, are so sad in the comments. They're so sad. Are you guys okay? Like, you guys want to talk about it?
Like, they're not. These dudes are not okay. That's the thing. That's, a lot of people are lonely. A lot of people are broken. A lot of people have this diseased mindset that they can't seem to escape or treat. And there's nothing they can do about it. And that's horrific. And maybe they'll turn their lives around. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll end it all. It's tough to be a dude. And it's definitely tough to be a female. It's tough to be alive. But the fact that people just refuse to consider that it is hard to be a man, that makes it worse for a lot of men out there who already feel like the whole world's against them. If you are already struggling and you constantly get told in the media that men are bad people, the fuck men, all this shit, just breaks you down even more. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is a video that went super viral. It's 2 dudes at the soccer. And one keeps asking the dude on his right, on our left, if he's doing okay. How's his week been? Keeps asking. And we as the viewer look at him and go, fuck, he must be pretty down in the dumps. He must be quite depressed. You know, obviously he's struggling. They're at the game every single week or every second week, and he looks he looks like he's struggling every single time. And we think, okay, what's going to happen here in this video? Is he going to not be there, even though his mate keeps asking, is everything okay? Hope things are better outside of football, questions like that. And the whole thing about this video is watching to the end. Because one week, it all changes. One man sits down and one man doesn't. It's a dude who wasn't even showing the fact that he was struggling, who's gone. Are men okay? No.